Welcome, everybody. My name is Sonia Kiani, and I am your host. And joining me is this gorgeous, beautiful babe, Jessica Weaver. She's not only a fitness model, she's an entrepreneur, mom, cancer survivor, and she is a huge advocate of women empowerment and self-love. And her journey and story is truly inspirational. So I'm very happy to have her in my chair. So stay tuned as we glam and chat about her journey because it will truly inspire you. So stay tuned and be sure to subscribe and drop a comment and let us know your thoughts.
Yay.
So Miss Jessica Weaver. Wait, do you have a middle name?
Mm-hmm.
What is it?
We're not going to say for the public.
Why do I think it's Anne?
Oh, we're doing face thing.
Of course. We got to
Okay.
pamper you. I love these
I
items.
have big bags today.
These are not,
I was
if
up-
these are
I was-
bags, these are like Louis Vuitton bags that you have
I
on
was
your
up
eyes.
all night with a ghost.
So listen, this is our official first podcast. I'm just excited to have this beautiful soul in my chair.
Yay.
She is, I absolutely admire you because of everything that you've overcome. And you've been through a lot.
Thank
You've
you.
definitely been through a lot. And I think to still lead with heart and not head is very telling of who you are. So, I know you have a little baby. How old is the baby?
He is 2.5. He is my little miracle baby.
When you say a miracle baby, you're referring to what happened in 2018 when you had cervical cancer, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So tell me about that.
2018, I was diagnosed with stage 3 cervical cancer.
And you
Sorry.
you found out that at stage 3.
Yes. And I was so caught by surprise with that. And then doctors basically told me I probably wasn't going to be able to have kids ever. And they wanted to do hysterectomies. But I denied it. Thank goodness, because I told them I wanted to be a mom someday.
It's very brave because I know when it comes to cancer, it's scary. It's survival versus, what the planning of the future. So,
So I kind of took my own route, which I don't know if it was exactly right. I was questioning it the whole time. I wasn't sure if I was making a mistake. But I ended up beating it holistically and got pregnant about 3 years later.
that's amazing.
Yeah.
Wait, so when you say holistically, have you always been into fitness and health? I know you're vegan, so have you always been a vegan or?
Always been a vegan. I thought I was healthy, but I didn't really learn a lot about health until I got the cancer.
Chin up a little. Wait, so what were the things that you do? I think what are I guess the lifestyle changes that you made? Because beating cancer, and did you go through chemo and all of that as well or no?
No, I denied it.
That's amazing to have stage 3 cancer and there's power in food and there really is power in health, living a healthy life.
It's not something everyone can do. It's really intense, but you give up all sugar, even fruit.
Oof.
No fructose at all. Lots of fasting. I was basically fasting maybe 3 days a week and then doing 1 meal a day for the rest. And doing keto vegan. So it was low carb. And
Sounds very
It's intense.
complicated. I'm like, even the regular keto is complicated.
Yeah.
To come to keto, vegan,
yeah.
no sugars, it's like so
Yeah.
much. That's amazing.
And it's hard being vegan because you eat a lot more carbs.
Were you always into nutrition? How did you learn? Did you just Google, study? Is your family into health? And how long did it take for you to beat cancer?
I was studying all day, every day, as soon as I was diagnosed. That's all I focused on was learning about health. Just Googling and reading books and YouTube. And then I ended up getting a holistic doctor about 3 months after I was diagnosed. And I was seeing him about 4 times a week. And he helped me through a lot too, making sure I was getting enough nutrition, doing blood work all the time, taking all the right supplements and herbs, along with the fasting. And I was doing sauna every day and still working out all the time and just really focusing on health.
Were you in a relationship at this time?
Yes.
And which one, which guy? Which one is this? Is this the healthy relationship?
My son's dad.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, so we barely started dating about then. So.
And was that a good support system that you had too? Like, I think healthy relationships definitely help too, because your mental state plays a big role in healing.
We just started dating like maybe 3 months, and then I was diagnosed.
Oh my goodness.
So I knew he wanted children. So I told him, I'm sorry, I don't think I'm going to be able to give children. So I told him, you can walk away. Like, I told him it might be a best idea if you move on. I kind of was trying to push him away.
Yeah.
Because I knew, like, I don't know if I was going to make it. And I definitely couldn't have children. So, but he was like, you're crazy, I'm not leaving. So I thought that was really sweet. He stuck by my side.
I think that's very empowering, actually.
Yeah.
To have that support, but also it's very scary to tell someone, hey, I don't know if I'm gonna make it. Mm-hmm. Like, so that's the part, like, I want to know, how did you handle that where it comes to the mental aspect of it? Because you have to be really mentally strong and like really be at peace with, like, hey, I may not make it.
Yeah. Well, you definitely have to, I think I had to like face death in the face and be okay if it happens, but obviously fight for my life as well, which is hard to do. Because if you're scared of death, then you're just going to make all the wrong decisions out of fear.
And then do you have any, at that time, were you thinking of like regrets? Did you have, you know how they say there's a bucket list? Did you have a bucket list? Any regrets? Something you would change?
I immediately went and bought my first home.
Where's this?
Here? I had one in Anaheim Hills.
Ah, nice.
So I went and bought my first home, and because I always wanted to buy a home. And that was kind of on my bucket list. I'm like, shoot, I'm going to go buy a home right now.
Yeah, especially if you have to be taking, like, God forbid, you have to be taken care of. You want to be in a home, your home, where you feel comfortable.
I was just renting for a long time at the time, and so that was a big accomplishment, and it felt really good. Otherwise, you do like start thinking about your past and saying your sorries, saying a lot of I love yous, and just being a lot closer to the people that are important to you.
I think it's crazy. Sometimes we take life for it granted, because waking up every morning is just such a blessing to have that chance to have one more day in this life, to be able to do what you want, because a lot of people don't have that one chance. When it came to everything you were going through, like, I feel like, what is the greatest lesson you learned while you were going through your healing journey through the cancer battle?
Well, quite a few lessons, I think. Definitely just how important health is and how unhealthy we really are. All the toxins and just the crap we put in our bodies every day. And also learning about your mental state. I remember I was meditating every day and letting go of stress and bad feelings, because honestly, I think that's what gave me cancer over all the years of being mentally had a hard life.
Yeah.
So I think stress actually will kill you.
Stress, for sure.
Yeah, weakens your immune system. So that was a big eye-opener. And then, yeah, just appreciating every single day that you have, because you have no idea when you wake up and you're going to get that kind of news. I thought I was totally healthy.
What, actually, just for my own knowledge, how did they catch it?
Yeah. So I definitely was late for my pap smear. I was about 3 years late than when I should have gone in. And that was my fault. I should have gone sooner. But all of a sudden, I thought I was pregnant because I was having all these weird symptoms. I was missing my menstrual cycle. I was like, my stomach was always bloated and hard feeling, and I was like, I'm pregnant. So me and my ex, we thought I was pregnant. And so I kept going to the doctors and I said, I'm pregnant, but I'm not getting a pregnancy test positive. And they kept saying, oh, give it time. It's probably too early. And so after 6 months
Wow.
of all these weird pains and nausea and just feeling horrible, no menstrual cycles, just gone. And I just kept feeling worse and worse and more sick. Finally, I was like, told the doctors, no, something's seriously wrong. And so they finally took me seriously and they ran all their tests. And I remember I was hiking one day and I got a phone call and they're like, can you come in for your pap smear result? And I'm like, why? I was like, can't you just tell me over the phone? So they would not tell me over the phone. They're like, you need to be here in person. So I went and the doctor told me very casually that I had stage 3 cervical cancer.
That's really scary. Mm-hmm. And I think the part that stands out for me is the doctors always just deny things, and it's almost like they brush it off unless you're, unfortunately, like on death's door, and then they're like, oh, maybe now there's something going on.
Well, since I was like young, they weren't thinking cancer. They were just thinking, oh,
just drink some water, you'll be fine.
You're probably just stressed. One doctor told me they're probably just stressed out.
Well, I mean, stress, like you said earlier, it definitely spikes the women's cortisol, especially women. Cortisol, it's like, it's so hard. I know for me, when I was stressed or in like bad relationships, like unable to lose weight, unable to focus, and it's just like,
it can mess with your menstrual cycle too, actually.
Of course, it really does. That's honestly amazing.
So now I tell women, like, go to your pap smears early.
Yeah. Oh, no, I get mine annual for sure.
Yeah. They sometimes tell you can go every 4 years, and that's crazy. You should be going every year.
And
or
I think
2 max.
Mammogram once you get to a certain age. I mean, I'm still in my 20s, so I'm good.
Me too. I'm still like
good, okay?
18.
Are you even legal? Did I need consent for your mom to be here? Just picked her up from school, just dropped out from Catholic school.
School girls.
Welcome.
That's good. What it's from.
That's amazing. Okay, so I know you mentioned that the hard life, or I guess life before you got cancer. What are you referring to, or what's going on with that?
I lived in LA for a long, long time before that. So that was very crazy, and I experienced a lot of traumatic events. I ended up getting married younger age and married a very abusive man. So I think the constant stress from all those years truly got me sick. It just weakens your immune system for so long that it's hard to fight off bad cells.
Did you move here for work, or what was the...
Straight out of high school, I was like, I'm moving to California. I came for...
I mean, you look like the perfect California girl.
I moved for fashion school and just wanted to live the California life.
The California dream.
The Hollywood life.
And that's Hollywood dream, and Hollywood life is not what it seems.
No.
Especially now in the media, we can tell even more that it's not what it seems. So, how old were you when you got married, and how long were you guys married for?
We dated for 2 years, and we were married for not even a year.
And when you say abusive, this is more like domestic violence?
Yes. And you've been through that too.
Yes,
ma'am. So we have a lot to talk about.
You know, it's crazy. I think we touched base a little bit on that, where both, I mean, I know myself, catching myself in that situation, you're almost like ashamed at first because I used to not understand the women who went through this. So I'm like, why do you not leave? And you really can't, because it's not just the physical abuse. I think the physical abuse, yes, it heals, but it's the mental abuse that they break you down, that no one else is going to want you. No one is going to want you out there. You're this, you're that. And they break your spirit. They break your confidence. So you're just like, well, I guess no one's going to want me, so I'm going to have to stay.
Yeah.
And I didn't tell my family. I didn't tell anyone.
Yeah. So embarrassing.
Yeah, because you're like, how am I here? And I think this is what I want women to hear from this. It's like, don't be embarrassed, because it's not your fault. If you're going through something like that, reach out. And reach out to either of us, reach out to anyone, because no one should go through that. I know in 2020, the amount of, I don't know the statistics, but there were so many domestic violence cases.
I know.
Because everybody was stuck at home, and that breaks my heart.
Yeah.
So you were saying,
yeah.
Did it start where you guys were dating, or when you got married?
Yeah, there was plenty of red flags. But I think I was, I kind of grew up in an angry household. No offense to my dad, but
Right.
no offense to him, but I kind of was used to it. And
When you say that, it's like your mom and dad, or toward you more so?
Just in general.
Okay.
So I was used to just seeing someone angry a lot and yelling a lot. So
That was your normal.
yeah.
Yeah.
So I guess when I was seeing that in him, I just want to love him harder. Like, oh, I can work with this. No problem.
It's crazy, because I feel like there's in that, it's our self-worth comes into giving so much more, and it's like, if I love you harder, you're gonna love me, and I can heal you. Ladies,
No, you can't.
whatever camera I'm gonna look at, you cannot help heal a man.
No. So, and also, I mean, I was like lost little girl
Yeah.
at the time, and I didn't have a lot of self-love to begin with, and I think that's where they get you when they see a girl that needs help. They're gonna pretend to be that for you, and then also the mental up and down every day when you're arguing or fighting, or they're putting you down or gaslighting you. You're so mentally tired, you can't even ask for help because you can't think anymore.
You really just check out. And I think I've been through maybe like 2-3 different relationships similar, but it just exhausts you, and you lose your voice. I feel like slowly you lose yourself and you lose your voice.
Yeah.
And the self-love, I think, is the biggest aspect, because the more we love ourselves, the less you tolerate, the more we set boundaries, the more you can recognize those signs. And I think you and I have been through so much, and now we are masters. We can have a master class and teach. But yeah, it's definitely very hard. Was there age difference between you guys?
Yeah, he was 11 years older.
Yeah, so definitely the more
Yeah.
father role in many ways. And what was, I guess, the breaking point for you with that relationship? How did it come to an end?
Well, it should have came sooner, since he tried to kill me a few times, literally. But it wasn't until he had an affair when I found out, and then that was the ending breaking point. Which I'm happy.
It's a
I'm
blessing
happy.
in disguise. Of
yeah.
course.
Otherwise, I probably wouldn't be here right now. I might have kept trying to make it work.
Yeah, I think that's what has been one of my downfalls in relationships, where I just want to make it work. Because when I say I love you, I love you, So for me, I think a lot of people talk about getting married. It's like, for me, even as a girlfriend, my vow of telling you I love you means so much. So when I get married, I want to get married once and stick to it. But of course, like, like you said, vetting the person, knowing the red flags, loving yourself enough to walk away. I think that's the hardest thing for us to give up on someone, because you're like, they need help. I don't want to give up on them.
Broken little bird.
Yeah, Captain Save-A-Ho, let me save you. Let me love you. And I think a lot of these relationships that we've been in,
they look for people like us.
Oh, of course, but
because they know we have that in us, that too much empathy.
Yeah, 100%. But also, I think in a cruel way, they teach us self-love while we teach them about loving and true love. Because I think they don't know anything about love in these. Because if you truly love someone, you're not going to want to hurt them at all. So he cheated, and that's another thing.
Cheating in general, even if you're just dating, it damages you.
It really does, because it makes you doubt yourself. Like, why would you? I'd rather you break up with me than, you know.
And you're feeling like you lost your self-worth because you're like, why couldn't they love me, or why was I not enough feeling?
Yeah, especially after everything.
You have to battle that feeling too. So I had to battle that for a while.
Because it really makes you doubt yourself. You're like, what did, especially when, as I know you are, we're very similar when it comes to relationship. We give everything we have to our partner. And it's like, I gave you everything. Like, what else did you not have for you to go somewhere else? So then how long, what was it, I guess the time frame between that and the next relationship, and what was the biggest takeaway?
Yeah, it took, I didn't date for a long time after that. I was just traumatized. I don't think I dated for at least a year and a half after that.
Yeah, I think the longest I've gone is I was celibate for 5 years, but that was my lovely surgeries and the insecurities. That's pretty intense.
Yeah.
I think what changed you, or like how did that affect you moving forward with relationships?
I definitely had my wall up for a long time. Trust was minimal.
Yeah, rightfully so.
But I tried to not project that on to other men, though.
Yeah.
You know, and definitely it took years of healing and working myself, but I'm definitely at a good place nowadays.
That's I think very important. I think a lot of times the relationships, people get lonely and they settle because they just want companionship, and unless you're happy with yourself, you're never going to be happy with anyone else. And I think now I think every stage in your life there's a learning. Every decade you learn, because like the person I was in my 20s and 30s, I mean, allegedly I'm in my 40s, 40, but
No, you're not.
allegedly they tell me. I think someone's trying to someone's sabotaging me. But you learn so much, and I think, like you said, growth is, you're always growing, you're always learning. But relationships definitely teach you so much about yourself, because I feel like oftentimes we attract people that they mirror something
That we need to heal.
that we need to heal.
Oh,
And
yeah.
it's not, sometimes I don't like looking at that mirror. And I think honestly, there's times that we want to avoid looking in that mirror, so we stay in that relationship. We try to fix them and that relationship, as opposed to looking inward. And it's like, what do I need to heal? What is it in me that's lacking that I'm attracting this kind of energy?
Yes, totally.
And that's the hardest question to ask yourself.
Yeah.
Where, hey,
Yeah.
but I think that's what sets you apart. That sets us apart, where you're actually taking accountability. Because I think especially with today's age, everyone is talking about healing, which is great. Healing's important, but I feel like actually doing the work versus talking is so different. So you actually have to do the work to look inward, and it's not an easy thing to look inward.
No. I definitely had to take accountability. I mean, I definitely take accountability for seeing a lot of red flags, and I just kept moving forward.
Yeah. You're like, oh, those are nice. Christmas.
This feels familiar.
Red means warm.
Red ribbons.
We love that. And yeah, I think that's the part. I think so. What is the biggest lesson you've learned about yourself through the relationships you've been in?
I think everything in life, it goes back to your gut feeling. When you get that weird little gut feeling, that's a red flag alert.
That's the one that we usually ignore too. You're like, no, it's butterflies.
Yeah.
No, it's not butterflies. Those
No.
are red
No,
warnings
maybe I'm
to
just
run.
hungry.
Yeah, I think the wanting to fall in love and being in love, it's very easy. I think I will admit it. I get love bombed easy, or what used to,
Yeah.
because I just love love. I want to love. I want to give love. So it's very easy to misunderstand that, turn a little, misunderstand actual love with love bombing. And
Yeah. I didn't know about love bombing until recently.
yeah, I had to learn the hard way as well. But it's definitely, it sucks because you want to believe in that romance. You want to believe in the love at first sight. You want to believe in all these things.
Because every woman wants to feel like that.
Yeah. And it's sad when that, I guess it's like I don't want to say illusion. It's like that dream of it is shattered, where you're like, then you start questioning everything. I think that's the part that, for me, through the love bombing and the relationships that I've been in, or like it's more so like, what's real now? You know, I think that's where it's not necessarily trusting men. It's just learning. I think trusting yourself.
Yeah, trusting yourself.
And like you said, that gut feeling.
That's totally
like,
it.
It's like once you are self-confident and you know your worth and value, you can listen to a man. You don't have to believe everything he says. You can listen to him, but his actions will tell you everything. And I think that's the hard part, because I love words of affirmation. Tell me pretty things. I love to hear it, but actions speak louder than words.
And I feel like everyone's true colors will shine eventually. You just got to pay attention.
Oh, yes, for sure. You can only, I think that's the thing, you can only hide behind a veil and a mask for so long before your true self really does come out. So what's another lesson? And so you said you waited 1.5 years, and then is that your father of your son that you dated?
No, I dated a few people.
Kissed a few frogs.
Yeah, I mean, I finally ended up in a long-term, just 2 years with someone. He was a really nice guy, but fell out, and then I met my son's father.
And then you had, okay, wait, so I'm like, I want to know like what you want to touch base on. We can definitely talk about relationships and whatnot. And how about we do this? What did you learn about that relationship? Or what do you think was the downfall of that relationship, and what could you have done better in that relationship?
Which one?
I mean, whichever.
Any of them? All of them?
Yeah. I think, what is that thing that you learned in each relationship? Or what is it that you've had to focus on in healing more so?
Definitely, I think learning how to be in my feminine energy, because I've been on my own for so long that I'm learning that nowadays.
And it's crazy you say that, because to me, you're so feminine. You're like the epitome of like the girly girl, and I'm just now learning as well, like to be in my feminine, and I think like what you said, the masculine is a wound. It's our protective.
Yeah.
So you had to be in your feminine, okay?
Yes. And really learning how to just be happy on your own without anyone. Because when you start feeling lonely, that's when you're making bad decisions on who you date.
You know what's scary though? I really like my solitude, and I always tell.
I know, I'm a little too happy.
Yeah, me too. I'm like, wait, this is not good, because I enjoy my solitude, and I always say that when it comes to dating, it's like, it's not that you're competing with anyone else, you're competing with my solitude. If you're not going to add to my life, then I don't need you around, because my life is good.
Exactly. Which is great, because then you're not going to settle for breadcrumbs.
Oh, No more. I like the whole bread, the loaf, and the butter, and the give it to me.
Yeah, and I learned for many years I was just settling for breadcrumbs, and it's just not enough.
No. I think I'm in the stage where I know exactly what I want, and I think that's one of the great things about being in relationships, whether good, bad. You know, obviously, when we talk about relationships, there was something good in them that we stayed. You know, when you fight for something, it's not obviously all bad. If the person was really bad, then you're not going to fight for it. But still, it's like you're not compatible. You're not getting something that you want. But just utilizing that and learning and not repeating the mistakes. I think that's the part. Because a lot of times people, or say change or whatever it is, but they're repeating the same patterns and doing the same things. That's not change. I need to go dampen this. Hold, everybody. Pause. Are you sure you're not cold?
No, I'm good.
I'm like,
I got my sweater.
I have my blanket for you right there. Hold on. You're doing good. Ew. It is surely cold, darling. Do you want a blanket?
Sure. Since you're so consistent with
I
it.
know. I know I keep my studio cold, but I have heating pads, I have
Your
blankets.
place is so cute.
See,
Okay,
now you
thank
can be
you.
all
Oh, look at
cozy.
that.
There we go.
Okay.
Mm,
I forgot we asked questions.
I know. Oh, yes, we did. Hold on, let me see this. Let me zoom in now. What if I do a different angle of more like this?
Do you like older, out of shape guys?
My favorite.
Honestly, at this point, I'll take anything good.
Like, you know, it's not even, I feel like for me, it's not even the out of shape. It's, I want someone who's active. I don't need you to be shredded.
Yeah, I just don't want you unhealthy because I don't want you dying way before me.
Yeah, no.
I want to marry someone that's going to grow old with me.
100%. It's about a healthy lifestyle. It's about balance.
Yeah, like I don't mind. We can eat a tub of ice cream here and there and enjoy a movie, but
She said a tub.
tub,
A tub.
tub each.
Okay, I like that. I like where your head's at.
And then the next day we'll eat a lot of greens.
Yeah, it is though. It really is balanced, and I think have you? I don't know if you have. I'm just curious. Have you ever struggled with eating disorder?
I feel like I don't know if it would consider it, but I guess during my cancer, because I was so scared to eat anything, I think I almost got a disorder. I think after 3 years, I finally tried one blueberry and I started crying hysterically.
Oh
I
my
was so
goodness.
scared. So I think, I don't know if it's really an eating disorder. It was just more of like being scared of
Yeah, I mean,
being unhealthy enough to get the cancer to grow back. I'm way better now. But I think that was, I don't know if that considered that, but it was definitely a problem.
I think for me, I think I struggled with bulimia at one point because
Yeah.
I've never actually talked about it. It's
Oh my goodness.
after my domestic violence relationship that I had, he used to tell me that I was fat, and I was like probably the smallest. I wish I was as fat as he thought I was fat then. Now, because I was not. I was like 120 pounds.
Oh, that's tiny.
And so I think that's when I got into the partying and drugs, and then I would eat and throw up, and that's when cocaine was a part of the party, and I hung out with, and it was like the perfect thing because it wouldn't make you eat, and I would throw up at work because it was just like, okay, well, he said no one's gonna want me because I'm this.
Oh.
So it's like, and it's crazy to think back of all the things you've gone through and like how much a relationship can affect you. And then look up really quick. Look at those beautiful eyes. They're getting greener and greener.
Thanks.
Yeah, I think that's the hard part about relationships because you have to trust someone, but also I think that's the thing. Trusting, knowing who you are. I think that's why for me, I'm reserving myself because I've done a lot. I've had to do a lot of healing in the past couple of years, especially this year. And it's ongoing, but I think I've never been happier because I made a decision to be the best version of myself. And in doing so, I'm going to be the best version of myself for my future and my partners and whatever it is. And I think that's one of the biggest things that I struggled with about the knowing the difference between when you're selfish or putting others first. Because I've always put everyone first. I've always prioritized everyone else. And I think it's a disservice. Because I think when you prioritize yourself and you take care of yourself, you actually are better for everyone around you.
Well, I think it's hard though when you're in love with someone and you think they love you and they're telling you horrible things. You put your worth in your partner. It's easy to do because they're your partner. So it's easy to put your worth in them, but keeping your worth only on your own for yourself, then that's hard to do though.
So speaking of prioritizing yourself, I know you're a mom now. So how is everything with balancing that and being a full-time mom, working, social media, coaching? You do it all and looking the way you do, madam.
Thanks.
Okay, so how do you do it all?
You just drink a lot of coffee.
Hold on, let me zoom this back out. It's cute.
You just drink a lot of coffee. That's it. No, you get in a routine, but it's a lot. You're really exhausted 24/7. But
so what is a routine looks like in your house?
Well, my son, I wake up first, and I got about 30 minutes before he wakes up, so I jump on the treadmill and drink my coffee.
With the PJs.
With the PJs.
With the PJs.
Throw the tennis shoes on and just go on your treadmill and drink coffee with your PJs on.
I love that.
And I do that every day.
I'm getting more southern as I talk to. I'm like, I love that. You darling. Honey. By the end of this, I'm a big cowgirl.
You walk out in your cowgirl outfit.
Yes, ma'am.
We should have done cowgirl outfits.
I know.
We were trying to figure out what to wear.
I
what
did
were
have
we
a cowgirl.
thinking?
We got to do Nashville. Yes. Nashville, we're coming.
Oh, I mean Nashville.
That's what I meant. Nashville and the men. So you'll get up and jump on the treadmill. Yes.
Son gets up, change him, feed him, give him snacks, all that. He watches his show. I take care of the dogs, and then I go take care of the bunnies. It's like a whole thing in the morning.
I feel like who's the Disney princess? Snow White. You're Snow White.
All the animals, yeah. And then we always do some kind of activity every day. Like I get him out of the house. Well, we do a lot of outdoor stuff if the weather's good. We're always out and about with nature.
Nature is so grounding. I love where you're at. Just being outdoors.
We just take him into the mountains and we just go backpacking with ourselves. We
love
did that a few times this past couple weeks.
I saw you carrying him on your back with
I'm
that.
so sore still.
Oh my goodness. I don't even know how you do that. She carries him with this it's
backpack.
like it's a chair backpack and him in it. You know, it's actually funny. One of my favorite traditions that I used to have with one of my best friends before she got married is every New Year we would go to Yosemite and camp, and then we would hike the first sunrise of the New Year.
Aww.
And it was so much fun.
That's really nice.
I love nature because, like, imagine waking up the beginning of the year, watching the sunrise. And doing that hike.
Maybe we should do that this
should.
January.
It's just, there's something different with nature. It really balances you.
Yeah. So I think that nature in itself, so that kind of revives me. You said, what do you do to take care of yourself? In a way, that takes care of my son and it takes care of me. So I always try to do something outside.
And then... How old is he, you said again?
2.5.
I mean, I know that, but I just want to let everybody else know. And he is adorable.
Yeah.
You've had interesting ventures, though. You've had vape shop, you had your swimsuit line, you've had so many things. Like, how did you get into different things, and what takeaway, I guess, did you have from building those businesses? The vape, first of all, let's start with the vape shop because that's on Google. Okay, I didn't even know about this. I need to know about this. How did you get into that? That's impressive.
Well, when I was with my ex-husband, that's when the vape industry just started blowing up out of nowhere.
What year was this?
2000, I would say about 13, 14.
You're right. Because I was trying to think. I definitely was a vapor too.
That's when it just came out. And he wasn't living a life he should have. So
I like how you speak it fast.
So I said, you need to start a business. And so we kind of were like, hey, let's open a vape shop. And so we opened a vape shop. And it was really cool. It was really good. It was in San Gabriel. And it did really good. But when he had an affair on me, it was with one of our employees.
Oh my God, are you kidding me? You couldn't even be more creative?
No, and she was very, very young, let's just say that. So after I found out, I never set foot back in that store ever again.
Is it still there?
No, I'm pretty sure they shut it down eventually.
You're like, no, it's gone. I think once the face of it goes, that goes.
Yeah.
What's the next business? Because right now you do coaching, because I feel like you've done so many different things. What's your favorite thing that you've done throughout the years, or what profession?
Yeah, I mean, definitely coaching. I've done modeling. I had my little clothing line. I opened a clothing store for a little bit.
What was it called?
A long time ago. I took over a fashion store. I don't even remember what it's called.
And then look up really quick. That's awesome. Okay, so right now I know you're very passionate. So, okay. You got into a little bit of, we're going to talk about this because we both, it's crazy how our paths have crossed from surgeries, domestic violence, dating narcissists, even a little land of OF. I think we have very similar paths.
You're a good girl.
I know, I am a good girl.
You're a good girl.
I'm only naughty for daddy.
My future daddy.
My future daddy. Okay, I know. Are you comfortable to go there and talk about it?
Yeah.
Because I'm very curious to know how that played. Well, it is, but I want to know how you got into that, and then how that affected you. Because I know it affects people differently, and you, I feel like
the OF.
Yeah.
Okay.
When did you get into that, and how did that come about?
I don't even remember when I got into it.
Your eyes are you're so pretty.
Oh,
Carry on.
Thank you. I got into it right before I got cancer.
Okay.
And which, when I got cancer, it was kind of a blessing in a way because I couldn't focus on anything else but getting better and healing and
of course
all that. So it was convenient. But the problem is you get used to that money. And it's like when girls get so used to that money, and it's like, how do you go back to making a normal living when you're so used to that?
And while you were doing the cancer stuff, the holistic stuff obviously is not covered by insurance.
No, so I was paying out of pocket for everything.
Oh,
I
my
probably
goodness.
spent like $130,000 for the year of treatments.
That's amazing. That's literally a down payment for a house, two houses.
So, but wasn't until about a year ago, I guess, was when one of my mentors, Eric Rock, we were just talking online, and I was going to sign up with his monthly coaching calls, and he was just really honest. He said, Jessica, what are you doing with yourself? Like, he was just really honest.
I love him, by the way. He's very honest and very blunt.
Very blunt. He was like, you shouldn't be doing that. You're better than that. And it really just took him to say that, and it just got me thinking. And then also, I was just a new newer mom. My son was still young, and I knew I did not want to be that kind of role model.
Yeah.
And I'm like, well, this is a perfect moment where I do need to make changes.
And this time you were in a relationship while you were in OF,
Yes.
right? And how was your partner supportive, or how did that conversation go? Because he knew obviously before you guys got together.
Yeah, he never cared,
Oh,
which I think a man should care.
100%.
I think a man shouldn't allow his girlfriend or anyone he's into doing that. Just, because you want to protect your girl. So I think that, to me, I just never liked that part.
Yeah, I mean, it definitely plays a role where you want as the man to be your protector and the
Yeah.
knight in shining armor.
And you want your partner to say, "Oh, you're better than that."
Yeah.
Just kind of like
To
what
see you
Eric
even
said,
better,
like
yeah.
you shouldn't do that. You're better. Or try to motivate you to do better. So I think it's sad because I see a lot of married women are
Yeah.
doing OF, and their husbands are, go girl.
The husbands are a lot managers, a lot of them.
Yeah, it's so sad.
Yeah, I think that's the part.
The husbands are making money off their wives doing it, and it's like,
To me, I don't know if that's, I don't know.
scary.
Yeah, I don't know how I'd feel about that. Like, I wouldn't feel safe. I feel like when it's we talked about femininity, and in order for me to be in my feminine, I would need, to feel protected, provided for, to be able to trust my partner, that
Yeah.
he has my best interest at heart. And I wouldn't, because I'm like, you're okay with me share. I don't share, okay? What's mine is mine. I am very protective and possessive when it comes to that. So for me, it's like, you're okay with sharing me, like, that's,
Yeah.
no.
Yeah.
And then, so you switched it.
Yeah, so then I started really just learning about, what coaches do. And I realized, well, I have a lot to teach. And that's when I just totally opened up about my whole story. I started doing podcasts. I did Eric's podcast first and just told my entire story that I was so ashamed about. And that kind of just let the cat out of the bag.
I mean, it's a very powerful, even just alone, the cancer surviving and everything you've been through. It's very powerful, because I think I relate to you in so many ways. When we talked about the domestic violence, I didn't talk about my story for so long. One, because I was embarrassed. But then I also want to inspire women and create change. So it's like I'm doing a disservice to women out there to not talk about what I've gone through. Because if they're going through it and they're looking for a sign, this could be the sign to, hey, leave. You're worth it. You're better than that. And that you can survive. It's scary because I had to live in my car. Like mine.
Yeah, I was going to ask you, how did you leave?
Mine,
What like tip wise, what would you tell women?
so
now?
mine, I think, so I was, he had a visa, so he wasn't even a citizen. And so parents were supporting him. And I moved to San Diego. I told my parents I'm leaving. I want to go. And it was very volatile, very abusive. And I was basically, I was working at Singular at the time, so I was making good money. But he would like instigate fights and leave. And then there was the cheating. And it's funny because I worked for the phone company, and both of our numbers, I see it. I see you're talking to other one. Like, are you kidding me? But it just got violent toward the very end, where I think one of the last fights, I was like, he's going to kill me. Like, if I don't leave, he is going to kill me. So he instigated a fight one night to go out. And within that night, I packed up the whole house in the car, whatever was my stuff. And then I left.
Yeah.
But he would find me. So that's the scary part. He would track me down because he knew obviously where I worked. He would show up, harass my coworkers. And so I couldn't stay with any of my coworkers because he would show up to their houses, threaten their jobs. And I remember there was like maybe 2-3 months that I would go to 24-hour fitness to shower and change and just constantly be on the move because I was afraid. He would like hide underneath stairs and wait for me like places. And so it's really scary to have that fear. And he would be like, without me, you're nothing. You're going to run back to your parents. And of course, my ego, I was like, watch me, which it's funny because that's where Untamed was born. So the tattoo in my mouth, it's
In your mouth?
it says Untamed.
What? Why have I not done that? I didn't know that.
Untamed. That
I love that.
was my first
It's
tattoo.
in my mouth.
I should
God.
sanitize. I just touched my
Holy
mouth.
moly.
But yeah, so that was my first tattoo. So
Ouch,
it was
did
like,
that hurt?
no, actually, oddly, it didn't.
Oh.
So it was, for me, it was like, no one ever is going to have control over me. And so that's where Untamed came
I
from.
love it.
And
Okay.
and so I got back on my feet. I paid off, he had DUIs that were on my credit cards. I paid off his DUIs.
Oh no.
I got back on my feet, got an apartment, and literally put my life back together. And it was the biggest fuck you. Like, I'm going to do everything. And I think that's, throughout my life, I've always been, obviously as the oldest, I've always played the protective role. We left Iran when we were 13, so I was still trying to figure out who I am. And I think
You're the oldest sister?
yeah, so I'm the oldest and I have two brothers, younger brothers. And so since then, it's always been, I feel like, operating in my masculine.
Yeah.
And so it's very hard to heal and be like, hey, you know what? Because masculine is always doing, feminine is just being. And for me, being,
Scary.
such a challenge too. Yeah,
You're out of
because
control. You feel
Yep.
out of control.
yeah, and it's like, as long as I have control, then everything's fine. But I think that's the greatest thing I've learned in this last relationship, to be able to kind of let go in many ways, even afterwards. I think letting go and freeing yourself is the best feeling, because peace and being and present, because then everything comes to you. You gravitate different energy as opposed to being in your masculine. I need some water.
I mean, I think women still have to be in their masculine. Like, you still have to.
It's a balance, yeah. I think it's that balance of knowing when to call up on your masculine. So it's interesting.
Yeah.
I have these combat boots.
Yeah.
Look up. I've always, whenever I work on set, I wear the same combat boots. I used to have these giant rings. One of them said, fuck you. It had very,
I like combat boots.
I love combat boots.
You can dress it up with like a cute dress.
Oh yeah, see, you're better than me in that. But it was so mine was always this uniform almost. I had these big chains. So I was in my rock star phase. So I was full on like the teal hair, the rock star vibe, and but it was my armor. And so whenever I would put on the boots.
Toughen you up.
Yeah, whenever I would put on the boots, it's like nothing can stop me. Even like when I went to my surgery, I had like my combat boots on, and so they were and it's interesting because I would feel the change.
Yeah.
And then I think it was last year that I pulled on my combat boots and then I put them up because I did a lot of healing, hypnotherapy, doing all of these things to try to heal
You're like,
where
I
it's
don't
coming.
need these.
And when I put them on, they felt like shoes. Which I was like, whoa. I was like, that's crazy.
Wow.
But then fast forward to when we lost my friend Eden, and I was remodeling here, and I was so tired. I didn't have energy. And I'm when it comes to building stuff, I don't like waiting on people. I want to do it. I want to do it now. Like, let's get it done. So I'll do it. But when I tell you, I didn't have any physical strength left. I just sat in the corner of my room and I just started crying, and I was just like, I just need some strength to finish this. And I was like, and it's funny because I was
Did
like,
you put your boots on?
I was like, untamed. I was like, tap in. I was like, I need you to take over and just finish it. And it's crazy because I felt the shift where I was like, okay, put on my sweats, put on my Tupac shirt, put on the combat boots, and I came and got shit done. And it's crazy, but it's like, it's good to be able to heal that side, but also know that it's always there when you need to lean on it. So it's like, tap in, fam. Let's go, Untamed. So I've always said there's Sonia and then there's Untamed. Sonia's the funny, goofy, weird, and Untamed's the warrior. Warrior sister, the phoenix.
It's so true though.
But it is. I think it's so important to have that balance. I mean, not that I can ever see you as masculine, but you get down and dirty on the farm for sure.
Yeah.
You had what was that? You had a surprise. Was it rats? What did you have in there?
Oh, we get mice all the time.
My goodness, the pellets.
Mice,
You're like
all kinds of wildlife.
all the fun stuff.
But yeah, I mean, but as a single mom, you kind of have to be in your masculine because
Yeah.
you have to step up and do it.
Both roles. You have to play
Yeah.
both roles, and that's hard. How do you manage that?
It's definitely hard.
What is the hardest part about motherhood?
Just sorry, I'll let you do the lip service.
It's a challenge. I can do both.
I'm all mumbly.
Uh-huh.
I feel like just because it's a lot of pressure because your childhood or their childhood is in your hands, and I know how inner child healing is can be traumatic for adults.
It is, because a lot of times you don't even know where the wounds are coming from, or
There's so much.
how it affected you. Like the smallest things. When I do hypnotherapy, sorry to interrupt, but when you do hypnotherapy, you do timeline therapy, and it's like the minuscule thing that, like, I didn't even know that affected me, but it really
It
did.
could be the small things when you're a kid. So I already know he's gonna have things to heal from, and it sucks because it's out of my control.
Yeah.
So I think that part is just trying to protect them from those big traumas is scary.
And it's hard too.
And then I feel myself overdoing it because I'm doing both roles that I'm just so exhausted.
The burnout.
The burnout, it's every day.
What do you do to, I know you said you love nature and all that, so what is that what you do to reset, I guess?
Yeah.
And I think
and
it's so
then
important.
Once in a while, when he's with his dad, I'll finally get to go and I'll schedule massage, I'll schedule facial, I'll do like everything within
Everything shower?
everything within a couple days.
I think what is the message that you want to tell moms, single moms who do it? I think that's a great thing too.
Yeah, I think single moms, it can be scary because you're like, how do I do this? But just, you can do it. I think women are more capable than men are.
100%.
No offense to the single dads, but I think moms really have a built-in ability to do it. And they got that natural motherly instinct.
Yeah.
So they can do it.
What's that advice to keep balance or stay grounded for your kids?
I mean, you definitely, if you can get them help from family or once in a while, so you can just unwind and like have some alone time.
Reset.
Or if they're napping or if they're in school, like you do need to get some time to yourself where you can gather yourself.
Yeah. I think we all need that. I think you know what we should bring back? We should bring back nap time for adults.
I always
Siesta
think
time.
that as soon as my son sleeps, I'm like, I should sleep too.
Don't they say that you're supposed to do that, but then you're like, I gotta get shit
But
done?
it's impossible because when your kid sleeps, you're like, I gotta get things done now. It's like a few minutes of alone time.
Well, I mean, I don't have a kid, but I have a Velcro dog that loves to follow me everywhere. So when it's funny though, when he sleeps, I miss him. So then I go kiss him and I'm like, leave him alone for a second and get the stuff you need to do done.
Big dogs are a lot of work. I had a big dog before. There's a big difference on him. They're a lot of work. It's like having a child.
I make him meatballs every day. Actually, it's become easier because I used to cook the turkey, but now I make him meatball with rice, and it's less cleanup because one flick of his tongue, it would just get rice everywhere.
Oh yeah.
But that boy eats I spend about $100 a week on his food. But I will say, there's no greater love though. Like, I mean, obviously, I don't know the love of kids, but
I thought that too.
That
with dogs. I thought that too.
we
But
look down.
I thought that too, but once you have a kid, you're
Oh,
like,
yeah,
holy
of course.
crap, I love them more. And you didn't think it was possible.
Oh yeah, that. But I was saying, like, as I was a cat mom before I
Yeah, oh,
became a
yeah.
dog mom, and the way he loves, the way the dogs love, it's like, oh my goodness, you're obsessed. I just walked out for 2 seconds. You act like I left for like a month.
Yeah.
It's funny. To touch on that, I'm like, could you imagine?
Dogs get you through hard times.
Of course.
They do.
I was saying, could you imagine if we greeted everyone in our life with the same enthusiasm
Right?
as a dog greets us? I don't think we'll ever have any problems.
Mm-hmm.
Because imagine if your man leaves and comes like, oh, I missed you so
Honey, I was just getting the mail.
I know, but I just so. Okay, maybe that's a little crazy.
Mowing the lawn.
I know, but I think it's the gratitude. Because I think if you are always in a state of gratitude for your partner and your relationship, I think it would just elevate it so much more of. Because I think we all want to. I think the biggest problem in relationships, aside from communication, is the feeling of the not being able to seen. All you want to. I was trying to focus, put lashes on. I love that. Okay. We all want to be seen and heard.
Yeah.
And I think that's what happens in relationships is a lot of times that we focus on our needs and you forget, hey, you're not doing this, you're not doing that, where it's like, hey, what can I do different? I think that's one of the things I try to do in relationships a lot.
Yeah.
Is focus on what can I do? How can I be better? How can I be a better partner? How can I show up better? Because you want better, you have to be better. Because when you are better, I don't think it's your partner can. I mean, there are certain partners that can't see the good either. Let's see. I love lashes. They're baby ones.
And I have kind of short eyes.
Short eyes? No, you have perfect eyes. I love them. I do too. I have little eyes. For Persian, I have tiny eyes. And I think they're uneven, but it's okay. Because one's always long. I have to cut one shorter than the other one, but I force it.
That's funny.
Oh, what else? Let's see. Wait, the surgery
what were we
stuff.
talking about? Wait, I had something to say. What were we talking
Oh, we're talking about enthusiasm of relationships.
So I've recently, over the last couple of years, I've learned, like, if you do what you were saying, like, give it your all and act like that all the time. I give it, like, do it for like a few months and give it your best. But if they still don't,
Oh, of course, it has to be reciprocated.
Then, if it still doesn't work, then at least you've given it your best.
That's how I am, though. In relationships, a lot of times, friends see the red flags sooner than you do. Obviously, we just think we're wearing rose-colored glasses, but it's not. It's actually red flags. But I think once there was a point. It's hard to focus on this, and I'm putting lashes on. No, what I was saying is the way I act is like a lot of times my friends are like, why do you still stay? Or why do you do this? It's like, because here's the thing. When I actually walk away, it takes me a long time to walk away.
Yeah.
Because I will fight. When I say I love you, I'm going to fight. No, look down. When I say I love you, I'm going to fight for us. And people may say I'm stupid. People may judge. Why are you staying? Why are you doing this? And it's because when I walk away, I want, without a shadow of doubt, know I gave you everything, every chance, every opportunity. But when I'm done, I know it's a Scorpio thing. It takes us a while. But when we walk away, honey, we are not coming back. There's no, because I've given you probably 100 chances, not second.
Exactly. I'm the same way. I'm trying to do a little less.
Me too.
Of
chances
prolonging it. Yeah.
I think that's where the self-love comes in. When the more you love yourself and you're more reassured with your decisions, because I think everything we've gone through, we beat ourselves up with the decisions we've made. So then you lose that trust in yourself. And so once you gain that trust, then you're not going to put up. You're like, nope,
Yeah.
I'm out. Bye. And I think that's the key. Because I know for me, the trust in myself, I lost it. It wasn't relationships, it was surgery.
Oh, yeah. Talk about that. Talk about that.
Well, mine was, I made a mistake of wanting to.
Do you think you had body dysmorphia at all?
I think now I do,
did.
but then I'm
Now you
confused.
do.
I think now I'm confused because in the mirror, I always see myself looking better, but then sometimes in the videos, I'm like, wait, I thought I was a lot leaner than I was, but then I see it.
Oh, yeah. Videos are hard.
Honestly, no, because I've always loved my body. That's the one thing.
Yeah.
Like, I've always loved my body, whatever shape. Because I remember we were going to Vegas, and it was one of my really good guy friends. And everybody else was more fit than I was. And he sat me down. He's like, you're either sexy or you're not. He's like, and you're sexy. And I was like, you know what? I am sexy.
Oh.
So I was like, okay, whatever. But when I got my boobs done, I got a lift. I shouldn't have touched them. All I wanted, it was right where I was starting to do more photo shoots and wearing the sexy leotards. I wanted the little side boob from the side.
Yeah.
And so everybody was getting their boobs done. My best friend got her boobs done, and I finally was like, okay, because a lot of doctors were like, don't touch them. They're like, if you lose more weight, then come back and do them. If not, you would have to do a lift. Don't do it.
Yeah.
Went to so many different doctors, ended up going to one, Dr. Cruz, which I do love him. But we took out, I think, 375, about 475 units of my own tissue, and then we put, I think, 475. And I didn't realize what a big impact that has, because they're taking energy out. And I think that's the thing when it comes to surgery, it's energy that they're taking out, and it takes a lot longer to heal. Because my best friend was bouncing back because she just did implants. But I didn't realize what a big surgery a lift was at the time.
Yeah.
And what I'm learning is not to be greedy and to wait, because I'm good at making decisions. Sometimes I make haste decisions. Sometimes it takes me a long time to make decisions. I harassed my doctor about wanting to redo my boobs. And I kept saying, they're too small for me. They're too small for me. They're too small for me. And within, I think, 9 months, we finally redid them under local, which I woke up and it was very scary. And then everything started going downhill. I started having hematoma. One of them got bigger. And then had blisters, had to have areola tattoos. So just the simple wanting to give myself a little confidence boost broke everything down. And I went into a hole where I didn't want anyone to see me. Because when I say blisters, I had welts all over my boobs. Like where I had to, I'm surprised I don't have scars, but it's because...
Was it like infected or
well, I don't know if I was allergic to the tape or what happened, but my nurse would put it's like Medi honey patches. Thank God for those, because I would have had the worst scars. But like I literally lost my areolas where I had to have tattoos.
Shut up.
And then so that's when I went into that whole celibacy of like, I was like, I can't look at myself. I used to wake up as like the happiest person, jumping around, singing, and then I would wake up angry, just like upset. I'm mad at myself. And it was probably one of the hardest things to forgive. And I remember it was my 35th birthday. And I went to hang out with one of my friends that he's known me since, I don't know, he's known me since high school. And as I'm telling him the story, he's just looking at me and he's like, do you know who you are? And he's like, you are one of the strongest people. He's like, who cares about this? Let it go. You're done. And I was like, you know what? I give you my word that I'm done with it. And then it's crazy because I did. As soon as I woke up, I was over it. I was done.
Yeah.
Signed a lease from my studio. Everything started getting better because I let go of that anger. Yeah. But I mean, then I came back, touched the implants again. So then it was another whole, it's like, I think that's, when you say the body dysmorphia, I think it's the chase for perfection that becomes after you have your first surgery. And that's this dangerous part about surgery, because now you want it perfect. And it's like, well, it's been touched so many times, you're not going to get perfect. Leave it alone. And you're like, just one more time. And it just doesn't. So I still have one more time. I still got got one more to go. Just one more. Just one more.
Oh, no.
But I know you've had very traumatic.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I can relate. After my divorce, it was like big butt era.
Oh, yes, the Kardashian
It was
era.
like the thing. And I heard some girls, I was at my eyebrow appointment, and I heard some girls talking about they got butt injections. And they knew a lady. And their butts looked amazing. And I was like...
There's always a lady that knows a lady.
And at the time, I had butt implants. I got...
How was that? I've always wanted...
That was the worst thing in the world. I didn't... It's the most painful...
How do you even sit?
You don't. It's painful. It's like rocks in your butt.
Yeah, that's crazy.
You can't even slap your butt. It's like rock hard, and it's painful. They should... Honestly, they shouldn't allow it. I don't know why
I'm bringing your beauty mark back.
Yeah. I don't know why they allow it. It's the stupidest surgery.
I don't know if they still do it. Do they still
do?
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Interesting. Because I know they do the Brazilian.
So
you're like my own little Marilyn Monroe.
So I had implants already, and it looked stupid because I had no fat on my butt, and so you could see the outline.
Yeah.
So that's kind of like you. Well, I wanted perfection, and then I got something else, and then I was like, oh, I still want perfection.
Yeah.
And I tried the illegal butt injections, and basically within a few months, I got sepsis really bad.
That's so scary.
My organs shut down. They had to rush me to the hospital. And I was stuck in the hospital for a month and had to do tons of surgeries to remove everything. Then my butt was deformed.
Oh my gosh.
I had the implant had to be taken out. A bunch of my own fat was taken out.
So this is before cancer?
Yeah.
Oh.
So I can relate on that of touching something because you want perfection, then touching it again, and then I destroyed my body.
And I honestly regret, I wish I'd never touched my implants to begin with and just left my body as is. Mm-hmm. But now I need one more.
No, you don't. This is a perfect example of you don't.
Just one more. Well, it's capsulated. This one needs to go.
It's fine.
But we're not touching it anytime soon. We're just going to wait
and
let it just be. But that's really scary. How did that affect you? How do you even come back from that?
I was so embarrassed. I didn't tell anyone my story until about a year ago. I hid it a secret. And those women are in jail for life now because they've killed multiple women doing the same thing. So I know how that... I don't know if it's like a lack of self-love and body dysmorphia or like kind of all of it. So I understand how easy it is for women to get...
Oh yeah,
sucked down the rabbit hole.
Up really quick. You know what's crazy is we were at the gym and the group of friends that I have there. One of them, he's really fit actually. Him and his girlfriend. And I was laughing. I'm like, oh, you have too much clothes on because he always walks around with those cut off tank. I was like, oh my God. He's like, because I'm fat, and I'm like, are you kidding me? You probably have 10% body fat. And I think that's one of the things, especially in the fitness, because before I got into fitness, I was telling you, I loved my body. I didn't care. I didn't compare. I didn't think I need to be lean. But now it's if I don't have abs, then I'm fat. And it's that mentality of that's not true. And when I talk about me being fat, or it's everybody out there, there's people out there that would give anything to have your body. And so it's appreciating it. And it's very hard because you have a standard for yourself that you want to get to. And I get that. But also fitness world, bodybuilding world definitely gives you such bad body dysmorphia.
It does. I agree.
Because okay, I didn't go last year. I didn't go to the beach once because I didn't want to be in a bathing suit. I was fluffy. Yeah. And it's are you kidding? And I think that's the big lesson where when I get fit, then I'm going to do that. So when I get that, then I'm going to do that. And it's well, what if you don't wake up tomorrow? Well, so do the things that you love now. Do the things you want now as opposed to waiting to get to where you need to get because you may never get there.
No.
So.
And also, we're only young right now.
We are.
We're going to be older tomorrow.
I know. Every day we just get slowly. But I think it's very important for young people. I mean, our generation, we grew up without really social media. We had MySpace, but now I honestly worry about our youth because they're being raised with social media and the Kardashians and the perfections. We have 13-year-olds at Sephora getting skincare and hyaluronic acid. It's like your body's still producing that. Like, what are you doing? And so I think that vanity is like very, it's a scary, slippery slope that you can go down on. And that's why I try to showcase, as much as I don't like to showcase wrinkles and whatnot, I try to showcase it because it is real.
Yeah.
Even though I have a struggle with,
I know.
I have a hard time accepting aging.
Someday I'll be there. I'm not quite there yet. But
I'm not there yet either. I mean, I said I have my
I
days.
need
I have
to
my
be
days.
there for the younger generations.
I think even for ourselves, but it's hard. It
yeah.
really is. Because there's the society's expectations too. And I think that's what I want to break free of, not only for myself, but I owe it to the people who do follow me, where the society standards, I think, are so hard for women because you have to be a certain look this way, don't be that way. If you may be too thin for this, you may be too fat for this, you may be too pretty for this. And it's so hard. And it's like, no, just learning to love yourself at every stage is, I think, the most important thing.
As we're pounding makeup on.
This is fun. We take it off, okay?
I'm just laughing.
But makeup is fun. I think makeup is just expressive.
It's art.
Yeah, it's fun. And men can wear it too if they want to. But they just have to do it the right way.
Okay, let's talk about that.
Let's talk
Do you
about
think men should wear makeup?
So I've dated men who wore makeup. And I mean, honestly, Eden was one. And I love him.
Who else?
I've had a couple. I think, honestly, I think anyone
I've
who's...
never well, okay. I guess I've been on a couple dates with someone that wore makeup. I didn't know, though.
No, I know. And then the funny part is, I know when they wear it.
Later.
Because then they try to lie to me. And I'm like, that's my profession. I know you're wearing makeup. Yeah. At least let me teach you. And then that was the thing I loved about Eden, where he would... I would at least teach him how to put it on. So, I mean, I get it. Because here's the thing. There's a part of me that I love masculine men. I love masculine men. I love the wrinkles. I love the aging.
Yeah.
In men, I love that. I find it attractive. But I get it. Sometimes, okay, they have the dark eyes, dark circles too. And I get it. That I'm okay with. I'll help you cover it up. Like, okay. But, I mean, every day... I don't think they should wear makeup every day. For occasions, yes, because I mean, obviously in my industry, we do men's grooming for, whether it be TV hosts, for movies, for music videos, and all of that. But I think every day, then no.
Yeah, I was gonna say if they're in that kind of industry, like actors and TV hosts and stuff, then I understand that.
You're so pretty.
Oh, thank you. But regular day to day, no.
We both at the vanity putting our makeup on. That's an unfortunate thing. I think men are becoming way too feminized, unfortunately, now. And I just love me a rugged man.
Yeah.
Like even this, I think shaving, even like when it comes to shaving their legs or arms. I mean, I get it if we're going to the beach and you have tattoos you want to show off. But I don't know, I even like chest.
I don't like when they shave because then it's all prickly.
Because I'm like, one of
us.
us.
They don't shave every day. No. It's like prickly.
And I love chest hair.
It hurts.
Listen, I just love a manly man, okay?
Yeah.
I want one of us to shave. I don't even want to shave because I laser. Well, that's interesting. Okay, so what is one life lesson that, if you could go back and meet your younger self, what would you tell her?
Oh, a lot.
I know.
What age?
I mean,
how young are we talking?
I don't know. I'm trying to think. Maybe, I don't know.
A teenager?
Yeah, 13. I feel like that's a hard age for us. It was hard because that's when I came to the country, and it's like right when we're getting our womanhood, we were becoming women. Yeah. And emotions are very confusing and struggling.
I think that's where like the start of my spiraling downhill uphill started in teenage years.
When you say spiraling, what do you mean?
Like,
you do?
just teenage years are rough.
It is.
You're dealing with the hormones and you don't know it. And just everything.
Everything seemed
It's hard when you're a kid.
You know what's crazy? Everything seemed so much more dramatic when we were younger.
Yeah.
Like breakups, even it is.
It is. It's very dramatic.
It's like I used to listen to what's that? I need some lips. The Mariah Carey song. I give my all.
Carey, yeah.
Oh yeah, like it was very sad. Like I never thought I would survive these.
Yeah, these breakups.
After my first kiss, I was very like in love already.
Yeah, I remember when you're little and you write love letters to each other.
I loved letters. We should bring letters back.
Yeah,
Honestly,
I want a love letter.
I just love letters. Like I'm very sentimental in the sense where I love handwritten gifts, handmade gifts, like notes. There's nothing sweeter than you getting a letter. Yeah, it's just so cute. I remember we used to pass notes with my friend from class to class, and you pass notes. But okay, so what would you tell your 13-year-old self?
To start loving yourself, start practicing self-love, like, because you just don't do that when you're a teenager, and you don't do that when you're an adult, and it takes a long, long time to understand that. I would want her to start learning that. I think that would have helped solve a lot of problems.
I think it's just knowing that, hey, you're worth it and you're enough. And yeah, the self-love, because we really don't realize how much of an impact that has when you truly value and respect yourself. You really don't tolerate things. It's when you think you I mean,
you're talented.
Well, thank you so much. I mean, it's very easy to do what I do when you have a beautiful canvas to begin with. You don't even need filters, girl, but it's so much fun.
Well, with this on, I'm good.
No, I saw it without it, and you're perfect. So, self-love, I think that's very important.
Yeah, what would you say for your younger self?
I think trust yourself and believe in yourself. Because I think that's a lot of times I know what I'm capable of, but then there's sometimes the limiting beliefs that you're like, I don't know if I can do this. And you're like, yeah, you can. It's just a matter of, I had a ring that I used to wear that the writing on it, you can't even see it. All the strength you need is inside you. And so I think once you believe in yourself and just show up for yourself, you can accomplish anything. Like, really.
Yeah. Yeah, and you don't need to look at in it for someone else. Like, you don't need to look for strength in someone else or someone you date.
No. I think we've overcome so much, so I want to say I'm very proud of you. I want to make sure.
I'm proud of you too.
You're in there. Yes, you are. I think I'm in there too. Help. No, but I'm very proud of you, and I was very inspired. I mean, I knew your story, and I know some of your story, but I wanted to make sure that we talk about it here. But you've been through a lot, and you still lead with kindness and with heart. We all have our days where,
Well, I mean, if it's pushed, it's pushed.
We get challenged. There's times that we get challenged, and it's okay. But also, I think it's overall, you have overcome and you haven't let things taint you. And I think that's very, very empowering. And you were definitely an inspiration.
Thank you.
Of course. And it was an honor to have you here. And it's weird that it's the first time we're meeting.
You did so good.
Well, thank you very much. Look at her. Okay, hold on. We need to do our little intros, I think.
Intros.
I think to say like, hi, welcome. This is my guest. We're going to do with her face. I have no idea what we're... That was really good. But we're going to do... Wait, no. Let me exit it. Guys, I don't know how to exit this. That was the first episode. We'll stay tuned for many to come. We pop the cherry and we'll see how this comes out. Hopefully good. Until next time.
Hopefully it caught everything.
Until next time, stay bold, fearless, and untamed. And if no one's told you today, that you're worthy, you're loved, and that the world's a better place with you, and it is. So thanks for being here.
Yeah, thank you.
I love you. We did good. I think we did.